Yes, 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 definitely this chapter of Nanatsu no Taizai, aka the 7 Deadly Sins, probably one of the best chapters since I started back reviewing it. Maybe I'd argue the Merlin chapter was pretty epic as well, but between those chapters, like, you know, the Fraudrin stuff and Dreyfus and stuff like that, this chapter definitely owns a lot more. One of our best and favorite characters is back, Meliodas, the main character, and this chapter automatically, a couple of things about it, it felt as though it was teaching mature lessons in a sense, and it was actually in the context of the story and didn't feel corny or anything like that because of what happened with Zaratras. I think when he told Dreyfus and Hendrickson, hey, rather than mourn and pass blame, you just need to accept it. And I think that was a very powerful, simple put, but ultimately important lesson for people in the story, and of course that anybody that's reading could take from it. I mean, honestly, that's legit. Like, instead of, you know, feeling sorry and saying, fuck, I shouldn't have did this to that person and that person, accept that it happened and move forward. Like, that was a really good lesson. I mean, Zaratras leaving is kind of like, I think it would have been a little bit more impactful had he had one last reunion with Gil Thunder, but in this chapter he was already gone, so no reunion with him and Gil. And again, I think that's attributed to the fact that this series is definitely going a lot quicker, or this arc, shall I say, is starting to move a lot quicker. Probably Nakaba had a plan to have him and Gil Thunder see each other one last time, because it's kind of like one of the main reasons for him to come back. Of course, yeah, his comrades Dreyfus and Hendrickson, so that they can get a little bit of that remorse off their chest and have a little bit of development for them, which pretty much this chapter delivered. But it would have been, again, nice for his son to actually see him one last time. But I guess, I don't know if it was rushed, or the fact that Nakaba just didn't want to go that route. He kind of just wanted to have Gil develop on his own without having his daddy show up and say, hey, you know, it's alright, son, you can be all you can be. So maybe that's why he did it that way. And I'm curious to see Gil Thunder's reaction when he actually hears the fact that Zaratras said, I'm always watching over you. That was kind of supposed to be emotional. I didn't really get that into it because, I don't know, Zaratras wasn't around that long, and we haven't seen Gil Thunder in a while, so personally I wasn't really feeling the feels like I probably should have been. But who knows, maybe Gil Thunder was around there and seen the whole thing and he was too scared to approach his father, but maybe he heard it himself. But one of the things I'm so happy is the fact that Fraudrin is not down due to little Dreyfus coming out saying, hey mate, I'm gonna fucking get you now, lad, I got you. Like, thank goodness Fraudrin is still kicking and still ready to go in this chapter when he's even doubled up inside and stuff like that. I'm like, yes, because honestly, I felt how a lot of people were feeling last chapter where it's like, yo, how is Fraudrin down? Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, Dreyfus, like, don't get me wrong, yeah, Dreyfus maybe got a shot in on him, and he even compliments him in this chapter, like, ah, yes, my comrade and stuff like that, but thank goodness Fraudrin is still going. And then Meliodas' return. That's probably one of my favorite things about the chapter, one of the best things about the chapter as well, is because it felt appropriate for Meliodas to have this win against Fraudrin because of the history and everything that Fraudrin planned. Is like, yeah, Meliodas needed to be the one to come in. Like, he comes with a clone, with a fucking clone, 30,000 on just the clone, and starts kicking his ass, and he's like, oh no, my bad, that's just my clone. 60,000, if I'm correct, right now Meliodas is stronger than the strongest we've seen Escanor thus far. I think Escanor's strongest was like maybe 54, 55,000, 60,000, and he probably can continue to grow as well. Oh my gosh, I mean, a lot of people are going to say, oh, these random power-ups, I mean, he was killed, and then he went and basically got this training or some sort of event that he had with the Demon King, so yeah, he's going to come back just a wee bit stronger there, mate. And of course, I guess everyone in this chapter that haven't already realized that Meliodas is back and he's alive again, so that was kind of cool to see their reactions. Of course, Bond, it's like, Bond always has that mixture of like just enough emotion to be like, oh man, you know, he's feeling it. At the same time, that manliness, he's like, ah, Captain, is like, is no bitch shit with Bond. I love that. But one of the big things about this chapter as well is you can see the darkness and the progression and kind of evilness or villainous or dark side of Meliodas in this chapter. When he says all that dark shit to Fraudrin, I'm like, yo, Meliodas, are you in there? Because he pretty much says, hey, you look like there's something on your mind. Cat got your tongue, Fraudrin, completely crushing any hope you felt and turning that into despair, then savoring the utter despondence written all over your face. There really is no better feeling. Like, yo, that is some fucking creep shit. Like, right now, Meliodas, one of the biggest questions, I guess, right now is he truly evil? Is he only going to act like that against the villains, the 10 Commandments? And is there going to be even further development with that? Like, maybe it could start off that he only treats the commandments that way or his enemies that way, but it slowly starts to take over, and even they got to be wary of him, because after him saying dark shit like that, you got to think, as the story progresses, progresses, the people around him that heard him say that are gonna kind of be like, yo, Meliodas, can we trust you? Like, are you really all there? Because just imagine if King hears that. Like, King is gonna already, like, King is still on that fence, I'm sure, even though he died or whatever. Like, I don't know if we can trust you, bro. Like, stay the fuck away from me. So if he hears something like that, nah, bro, we good. But yeah, him pretty much dismantling Fraudrin and like kicking ass in this chapter. Like, honestly, one of the best chapters we've had in a few weeks now. I would say maybe 7.5 to an 8. We got Meliodas back on the scene. Fraudrin got back up from that blast from Dreyfus. The leaving and the lesson left behind by Zarathustra. So good chapter, the very good chapter. I'm like, yes, this is what I like to see from the Nanatsu no Taizai, aka the 7 Deadly Sins. But let me know what you guys think. How did you feel about the Zarathustra leaving scene and the lesson he left behind for Hendrickson and Dreyfus? Did you feel any feels? Like, I didn't really feel it. It felt as though I was supposed to feel it, but I didn't, regarding Zarathustra and Gil Thunder. And what do you think about Meliodas and him saying that dark shit with the curse mark on his face? Do you think that he's gonna go even darker? Is it only gonna be aimed at the 10 Commandments, or could it possibly engulf him and eventually he becomes just full-on evil? And your overall thoughts of the chapter. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.